And welcome back to the Hot Lap. We are talking the last updates before testing begins, including that Mercedes front wing. Is it legal? Well, as you can see here, spoiler alert, yeah, it pretty much is. Okay, next one also, Red Bull having doubts. Yes, doubts on their Mercedes style concept / zero pod car. But first but not least, let's get into this is from autogear.pt. FIA determines if Mercedes W415 front wing is legal after complaint, apparently, from Ferrari and Aston Martin, which is interesting. So, Mercedes, as we know, they took a gamble when designing that W15 Challenger, for this upcoming season, and it's going to showcase their attempt to create what is a very unique front wing. Very unique and a very different chassis compared to their previous years. And this is recently, Brackley, they unveiled the W15 Challenger, which has sparked controversy. Ferrari and other teams have deemed the front wing of the W15 on the brink of being illegal, and they filed a complaint against it. So rival teams are concerned that the front wing may flex, for example, driving at high speeds, giving Mercedes an unfair advantage. We don't like flexi wings, do we? So the team aim to replicate the Y250 Vortex from previous cars. That's that gap in between the front wing and the chassis. We'll show you in a minute. Okay. However, reports have suggested the FIA has given the go-ahead to the chassis, not ruling out that the front wing is illegal. And as a result, Mercedes is heading into this testing session to Bahrain without making any significant changes. Only time will tell on the benefits of this new front wing. In addition, it says here, to the innovative front wing, the W15 Challenger is going to feature a unique addition to the steering wheel. The steering wheel has a special button adorned with the logo of the messaging app WhatsApp, representing the long-term partnership between these two giants. And this is similar to McLaren's partnership with Google Chrome. Mercedes drivers include Lewis Hamilton and Toto Wolff, and they will use the button to communicate with the pit wall during races. Fans worldwide have embraced this addition, seeing it as an exciting development, and Mercedes aims to provide drivers with the best opportunities to win, etc., etc. Yes, so this controversial front wing, here we go. You can see where the arrows are. That's the controversial front wing. Why is it controversial? Well, where the arrows, you can see the gap. And front wings of old used to have a gap there, which helped the airflow going through the car, potentially giving it more downforce. And they've basically created that gap. As you can see, there's that extra winglet there, and that wire, a strong wire, hopefully. As you can see, the both the blue and red arrow are looking at, and that's the controversial front wing, which has now been deemed legal. Suddenly, I guess, if Mercedes end up being the fastest car, which I don't think they'll be clearly the fastest car, that's going to be more controversy, isn't it? So I guess stay tuned for testing this coming Wednesday, when all will be revealed. Last but not least, though, doubts for Red Bull. So, Red Bull, this is from motorsport.com, are unsure if it can make Mercedes-style F1 side pods work. The jury is still out there, saying. So the Milton Keynes squad has allegedly gone aggressive with its car revamp. They figured, we don't want another RB19 update. They were going for revolution, not evolution, and it's included adopting concepts similar to what Mercedes has attempted and failed to in the past. So this includes those high gullies on the engine cover, as well as what's been described as minimalist side pods, and they appear to include a vertical inlet, very similar to those Mercedes Zero pods. Now, Red Bull is set to at launch, they even have a more extreme sidepod solution for cooler races in the early stages of the season, when it could cut back even more on the airflow to its radiators, because, as you know, you need that gap to cool the engine, otherwise things go bang. Now, Red Bull's decision to pursue ideas similar to Mercedes, it says, they've prompted a great deal of intrigue, but it's a motorsport advisor, Mr. Marco, has offered some words of caution. And what did Marco say? Well, he says, we will now see in tests whether we can successfully implement this solution, or let's say a similar solution. He added, Adrian Newey always favoured cars without radiators, but of course the engine people can't do that. That is logical. We don't have it as extreme as Mercedes, he's saying, but we have it in a similar direction in terms of the idea. And Marco added that the launch car would form the basis of the RB20 that the team would essentially start the season with, and he's praised. He said it's more than an evolution, it's a small revolution. It's the basis of what we used of what will be used in 2024 in terms of simulation in the wind tunnel. It worked very well, but there are question marks that, you know, doubts, is it going to work? Clearly Mercedes could not get it to work after 2 years pretty much. Will Red Bull get it to work? Well, they've got Adrian Newey, but then now Mercedes has James Allison, and he's obviously not gone down the route of the zero pods, but Mercedes are almost starting from scratch, it seems. So it's going to be really interesting. Anyway, stay tuned for testing. We'll have an update at the end of the day after the test. All the conjecture, yes, lap times, they don't mean that much. They mean something, but they're not the be all or end all. It's not like qualifying, for example. So we'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much.